According to new statistics, nearly 1 in 5 persons across New York City have been affected by COVID-19. In a survey testing more than 15,000 New York residents, about 20% have tested positive for COVID-19 antibodies. That rate was highest in the Bronx, with nearly 28% testing positive. The antibody test helped health officials estimate the total number of people who have had the virus and how the body's immune system responds to an infection. According to preliminary test results, Hispanic and Latino New Yorkers were most likely to have COVID-19 antibodies, with more than a quarter of those testing positive, while men were likelier than women to test positive for antibodies. Well, in other news, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, as well as New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo, announced the MTA will disinfect the city's transit system, including the Metro North and Long Island railroads, as state and city continues to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. The MTA will provide free alternative transportation options to essential workers during the cleaning hours, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. According to the governor and the MTA, the cleaning is expected to impact an estimated 11,000 riders nightly. The MTA launched the Essential Connector program, providing workers with alternative means of getting around, whether in buses or vans or for hire vehicles like Uber and Lyft. The MTA will compensate for the cost of those travels. Well, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is also saying that he is thinking about slightly and slowly reopening New York on May the 15th in some areas, but with detailed plans to closely monitor any resurgence of COVID-19. The governor informed the reopening would only affect areas less seriously affected by the virus, with hard-hit places like New York City continuing with the shutdown. Now, the governor did state that any region who plans to start to reopen on May the 15th will need to come up with a detailed plan, including how the rates of infection will be monitored, if healthcare capacity is enough to deal with any infection increase, and if infrastructure is in place to do both testing and tracing. And when the plans are approved, businesses will go back in 4 phases, with construction and manufacturing first, followed by professional services, retail, and then real estate, and then restaurants, food services, and accommodations. The last phase would involve the arts, entertainment, and recreation and business phase. The governor said if there's any spike in infections seen in any of the region, he would have to put a stop in place again. Well, that's all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We're going to continue our coverage of the coronavirus pandemic and how New York continues to navigate right after this.